T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, no takers.
Join us.
All right. So here we go. What zone is it? What zone is it?
The blue zone.
When I say blue, you say zone. Blue. There's no, I can't hear anybody say anything back. It's the blue zone, everybody. It is the blue zone. Welcome to the blue zone, you guys. All right, what is the blue zone about? First of all, the blue zone is the 11th to the 20th of the month. And first of all, why work the month in zones? Well, if you adopt this zone philosophy and you start to organize your business building work in zones, what will happen is you'll start to create a rhythm and a flow in your business, in your organization, where your team just is focused on the same things as we go. Mark has suggested that maybe we would train the boys in the boat. You know, we'll train that again. But what you found in that movie was what? The rhythm, the flow. And they got huge results, massive results, bigger results than any one individual could get because they all got into flow. And that's what the zones do. The zones allow you to get into flow, right? So the blue zone, right, follows the white zone. When was the white zone? Who can tell us? When was the white zone? When was the white zone? The 1st to the 10th. And what is the white zone about? What do we call the white zone? What do we do during the white zone? What do we do during the white zone? Oh, I see it once in the Zoom chat. Come on with it. Yep, I see it twice. I see it 3 times. Yep, what do we do in the white zone? We do massive exposure. Massive exposure, right? So the first 10 days of the month, we are getting the word out to everybody. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Right? And we want as many people during the white zone to do what? What are we doing during the white zone? Massive exposure. We're putting people in front of what? Tell them, Diana Hardy. That's right, David Romero. We're putting people in front of the plan. We're showing them the company. We're showing them the opportunity. We're showing them the products. We're showing them, right? And then we come to the blue zone, the 11th to the 20th. And what are we doing during the blue zone? What are we doing during the blue zone? That's right, David Romero. We are signing them up. We are in massive sponsoring. We are getting them in. So if we go to the next slide, we're going to talk about how we do that in the blue zone, right? We are getting people started. We're doing 3-way calls. We're doing validation calls. We're doing lifeline calls. We're getting people off the fence and into the system. Off the fence, right? They're undecided. These are the people who didn't make a decision when we did the presentation. And what did we learn about the presentation? Is it the end? When a person sees the presentation, is that the end of the road? Here we go to the end of the. No, it's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning, right? It's the beginning of the process. So when is the process over? When is the process over? Hello, champions. Oh my God, Vita. I love it. I know I say it every week, but man, it's so crazy to see it in print. She said when they die. No, right? When we get a decision, in, out, referral, business partner, customer, referral, or like Vita said, when they die. All right. So we're doing that during the blue zone. And we're taking new business partners and we're helping them get results. So I got a message from Diamond Vasil today. that Belle LeCartier now has her 2 people. She's dual team qualified. It took 24 hours. So if you guys remember a few weeks ago, we were talking about Richard and all the results that Richard was having. But now Richard sponsored Belle LeCartier, and she just had the same type of results as Richard. First 2, 24. You see what's happening, folks? We're creating a wave. We're creating a paradigm. We're creating a way that it happens, right? A culture. Thank you, Diana, because you know the word was getting away from me, man. I was having a JB moment right there, and I don't mean Julius Burrell. I mean Medicare. Okay, so anyway, we go to the next slide.
Okay.
Mark, that's been kind of going on for like the last 7 days. So the question is, how many will you do? Next slide. How many will you do, Diana?
Are you having a Joe Biden moment?
I wasn't saying it. I wasn't going to say the name, partially because I couldn't remember. I'm teasing. So I know. I'm terrible. Stop it, Mark. You're egging me on. All right. Next slide, please. Get me off of this slide. All right. So we're gonna follow up. We're gonna follow through. That's what we do during the blue zone. That is what we do. Come on, Mark. You are slowing me down here, and all I can do is read the chats and take the bait. That's because Edson is asking for me to keep going here. Mark, next slide, please.
Okay.
JB, did you have a stroke over there? Okay, anyway, so why follow up? Because when we follow up, we are addressing the things that are holding them up, right? They may have some areas of concern, right? They may have some questions. Sometimes people need to see it again. All right, this is a great place for that 3-way call. We're going to go ahead and get them signed up. That's our attempt, our goal. Join the family. Come on, let's get going. Be part of the team. Use the products. Share this message and opportunity with the people that you know. Or we're going to BAM fam them. Right? Which is what? What does BAM fam stand for? What does BAM fam stand for? We got new people here. Let's make sure they know what BAM fam means. BAM fam means, there it goes in the chat. Sonia Zipser, there you go. Book a meeting from a meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. What does that mean? Does anybody even know what that means? Nobody knows what that means, but it's provocative. It gets the people going. Do you know what
You are on fire today.
it means? I don't know what is in here. Oh my God.
What's in that coffee? I want what's in that
Book a
coffee.
meeting, you schedule another exposure, right? You schedule the next follow-up. Come on, Diana Hardy. There you go. You're getting more specific for me. It means that when you are in a meeting or an interaction with a person, you schedule the next one in that conversation. You don't say, I'm gonna get back to you, or we can do that. We say, hey, no, we're gonna schedule the next one. Okay, great. I tell you what, I want to introduce you to Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson. I've already told him all about you. He said he would love to meet you. Give me 2 times that you can be available, right? I think I missed that part. I don't really understand the whole trading thing. I tell you what, this Wednesday, we have a thing called Profit Snatchers. And, we're going to have people coming on and sharing their stories about how they learn and what they're able to do now. I think that's really going to clear things up for you. Let's get that on your calendar Wednesday at, whatever time makes sense, whether it's the US one or the European one. You see what I'm saying? You get it done. You get it on the calendar and you keep it moving. You keep them in the process, moving from step to step. Okay? So Perez says just promoting and you're condensing the exposures back to back. That's really fancy language, so. That's kind of... Okay, I forgot. Anyway. Next slide. I know, I'm terrible. Next slide. Okay. Here's why we follow up. Because how many of you notice that most people don't get started right away? Right? They don't. It takes an average of 5 exposures, right? But here's the bad part, the sad part. 44% of ambassadors give up on the person the first time that person says no. This is what separates the successful people from the ones that aren't. The ones that aren't, they get a person to look at the presentation, the person's like, yeah, they're done. They're over it, right? The pros say, okay, well, let's find out what's holding you back. And they move them around through the process. And typically about 5 times after you can count to about 5, I've seen a presentation, maybe I've done a couple of calls, maybe I got on Profit Snatchers, maybe I was even a guest on Coffee and Charts. I'm like, hey, you know what? Okay, this makes sense to me now. I get it. I'm in. And that's why Emerald, Future Diamond, V Dubs, Vita Wooten just said in the chat, no doesn't mean no. No means not yet. Not yet. And now you just got to find when is the yet. Okay? All right, cool. All right, let's keep it popping. That's right. So that's what Holton said. That is what he said. Promoting and condensing exposures back to back. All right, so what does no mean? Well, like Future Diamond, Emerald, V-Dubs, Vita Wooten just said, it means not yet. It means maybe I'm afraid. What are some of the things people could be afraid of? What are some of the things people could be afraid of? People telling them no, losing money, things they don't understand, not making money. Some folks are afraid that they might make some money. Don't know how they're going to act, right? So we need to identify what is it that they're fearful of and help them through it. Doubt, meaning that some people may believe that they don't think they can do it, right? Some people think that they don't believe that they can do it. Disbelief. They might not think it's real. They might not think it's real. Or like Vita said, not right now, not yet. Or I simply don't understand. Right? So I remember when I first met Holton and he first started coaching and mentoring me, he said something that some of you have heard me say 1,000 times. If you want to become successful in this business, you need to become an expert at people. Expert at people. And so you want to like dial up your discernment, dial up your awareness so that you can start to feel what people are feeling so that you can address the right thing, right? You want to see and hear what they are telling you is holding them up. And what I found is that when you can address the right thing, you can address their concerns, not what you think their concerns are, but their real concerns, then you can have success. All right, let's go on. All right. So again, this baseball diamond, it gives you a great example of what what the process is really like. You start a person out at the bottom there and you move them to first base, their first exposure. Maybe they saw a presentation, right? Okay, now it's time to move them to their second exposure. Some of them will get started on the first exposure, but some need a little bit more, like we talked about. So maybe now there's maybe that first exposure was a one-on-one. Maybe the second exposure, you invited them to a Zoom. Maybe the third exposure is you've got them on a 3-way call, or you invited them to somebody's BÜM party, and they finally got a chance to experience how this works, get their questions answered, get their concerns addressed, and now they're ready to get started, okay? So you want to have in mind that what you're doing is you're putting people into your system. All right, you're putting people into your flow to get them to home base. All right. What's next? So BÜM parties. Who's doing BÜM parties? Anybody out there doing BÜM parties? Who had a BÜM party last week? Who had a BÜM party the week before? Got some people together, living room, coffee shop, and shared the plan. Either you did the presentation yourself, you put it up on the flat screen TV like Kelly's doing, Diamond Kelly's doing in the picture there on the left. Maybe you put the Zoom some of you guys are like, I'm not a good presenter. No worries. If you can hook up your laptop to the flat screen TV, you can play a recorded presentation or the opportunity Zoom that's going on at that particular time. Or you can have your upline coach or mentor come on and do a Zoom presentation. But that's how you can do a good party or a boom party. All right. What's next? You can also do, this is a very good one here, your calendar. So these follow-ups, one of the ways you can create a flow and not be in a position where you're just chasing a person is to work by calendar. Schedule, when you do that, BAM fam, schedule. Wow, I just put 3 syllables in the word schedule. Did anybody else catch that? I caught it. It was like an out-of-body experience. I just listened to myself say schedule. It's schedule the next appointment, right? So every time you talk to a person, we're talking about BAM famming, you put it in your calendar. If Bonnie is my prospect and she just saw a presentation, guess what? We've already got the follow-up in the calendar. I've told them, like, hey, listen, when this thing is over, I'm going to call you right away. Or, the presentation's at 8. I got a couple of people I need to talk to, so look for my call around 9:15. So it's on schedule. And when we talk at 9:15, if she's not ready, okay, great, let's go ahead and schedule when we're going to talk again. What I have found is that when you schedule it, not schedule it. How do you even spell schedule? When you schedule it, it happens. It's easy, and you'll find that you're busy, and you'll get good at helping people to keep their appointments. All right, let's rock and roll. What are you wondering about, Leo? All right, how to follow to English? Right, exactly, sir. Right. Beta. No, Marianne. Schedule. That's really funny. Oh my God. I'm glad we're having fun this morning. All right. How to follow up effectively. One of the best things that you can do is to learn and tell stories. Stories resonate with people in a way that facts just simply don't. They have a way of getting to the person's reason center. They have a way of getting to the person's belief center. Stories have a way of getting to a person's decision center and helping them to see, well, if he can do it or she can do it, I can do it. So what do you need in order to be successful? That is a live and loaded question to the group. What do you need in order to be successful? Dum 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 dum. Dr. Latrice, thank you very much. You need to know stories. You need some stories in your arsenal. Now, where can you get some stories? Uh-oh. Dum 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 dum. Rank up. I love it. Yes. Profit snatchers. Exactly. So what you want to do is you want to be writing down these stories and start using them in your conversation, start using them in your presentation, because that is what's going to get people rocking, because facts tell and stories sell. Next up, what do we got?
Diana Hardy, talking to people while at events.
Yeah, that's right, Diana. Because when they tell you their story, you write it down. I'm telling you, the person who's got the most stories is the winner. All right, you want to be out there like the storyteller. All right, timing and positioning. I like these graphics. This is nice. It's a nice watch, buddy. So you want to leverage timing and positioning. What does that mean? Remember, you've got a binary on the front. You got a dual team, right? And we'll do a more focused training on it in the future. But the binary allows you to tell a person, hey, look, now's a great time to get in because I got a wave of people coming. And because I get to build 2 teams, a left team and a right team, everybody who joins after you gets to go underneath you and contribute to your income, right? So you want to get started now versus later, because if you start later, some of those people that could be under you that you benefit from are going to be above you, benefiting from you. Okay, they can be in your team or you can be in theirs. Which one do you want? Okay, create. What does Blue Diamond say? Blue Diamond, Jake Parton, he put it in the chat just now. This is big. This is how you create that fear of missing out, which is a driver, which is why people just scroll social media. Why? Why can't you stop scrolling? Why do you keep telling yourself, okay, just one more? Because you're afraid you're going to miss something. It is dialed into the human psyche. All right. So there you go. You want to leverage timing and positioning. Next up. Three-way calls. Mark, you want to talk about this a little bit? And I'm here with you too.
Three-way calls, third-party validation, senior partner support, and team member social proof. So, and there's an iGo story here, and it is
Dan Hansen.
what?
It's stories from Dan Hansen.
Yep. Dan Hansen.
And you can see that Dan, he saved money and he earned reward credits, right? So what that does is it gives social proof. It gives validation, right? This is someone actually used it and had a good result. What did we show the other day? Did we show Donnie? Donnie Pips booked a cruise. I think if I recall the numbers correctly, full price on that cruise was $22,000. He got it for $13,000, including the insurance on iGo. Come on, folks. What are you going to do with $9,000 saved in your pocket? And guess what? They gave him reward credits on the full price. All right. So major thing. So three-way calls is where stuff like this comes out. It gives your senior partner the opportunity to support you, and it gives that person an opportunity to get some third-party validation, right? To hear from somebody else. All right, cool, perfect. What's up, Angel? Angel Dublé, good to see you in Cancun. Awesome. So how long do you follow up? Until they enroll? Until they give you referrals? Or until they tell you to stop? Or like Vita says, what? Until they die. All right, what's next? I think that's it. No, what do you do when they enroll? Okay, it wasn't it. What do you do when they get started? All right, hold on. What do you do? What do you do when somebody gets started on your team? What do you do when somebody gets started? What do you do? What do you do? 2 and 7, Sonia says. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. 2 and 7. That is our goal. 2 and 7. And as Diamond Vossel just showed and Richard just showed, 2 and 48 is totally possible. So 7 is totally doable. So what does the next slide say? What does the next slide say? You want to help them get their first 2 customers, help them get dual team qualified, CEO circle. CEO circle, we can actually press that. That's getting to 10 customers. That's really more like a first 30 days thing. But the most important thing is to get them results right away. First 2 and 7. Let's change this slide so it says that the next time we do Blue Zone. All right, let's go to the next slide. So the fortunes in the follow-up. Looking for customer. Just says the same thing we've already said. We can go to the next slide. We can go to the next slide. We did this already. This is a problem when you know it, right?
Okay.
We covered this already.
Yep.
Okay. All right. No. All right. Okay. So, yep, we've done this a few times. We keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right. I feel like we just did that too. Okay. All right. So, by the way, I just want to let's talk about lifeline calls real quick. What's a lifeline call? You know what? Let's do this. What is the difference between a 3-way call and a lifeline call? And you can go to the next slide in the meantime. What is the difference between a 3-way call and a lifeline call? Cool, that's it. Okay. All right, Diana Hardy says a lifeline call is a welcome. So then what's a 3-way call? 3-way call is before they sign up. right? This three-way call helps them to get signed up, questions answered, etc. Lifeline call is to welcome them. So sometimes the reason why I wanted to cover that is because sometimes people get so stuck in a process that they feel like, oh, I can't sign a person up unless they've had a three-way call. But that person is telling them they want to sign up. I'm in. What? You're in? Yeah, I like it. I love it. I want to sign up. So what should you do? What should you do? Diamond Tier says, oh my God, have you experienced that, Diamond Tier? Right? Where someone's putting you on a three-way call who that person already said they want to sign up, right? What do? Leo is right. He said, get them in. Go ahead and sign them up. So just sign them up. Sign them up. And then what do? You signed them up. You sign them up. And then what do? Then you do the lifeline call. You see? So I want you guys to start to understand all the different tools in your process. Way to go, Shantika. That's right. Get them in and then do that lifeline. All right, folks. So that's the Blue Zone. Just want to, for some of you guys, is a big refresher. For some of you, it might be the first time that you've heard it. For others, this was a training because you're going to do it the next time, right? We're going to be starting to call on our diamonds and emeralds to get on here and do some of these trainings with us. So that said, folks, we're in the Blue Zone. Today is Saturday, July 13. We're 3 days into the Blue Zone. Let's press hard all the way to the Gold Zone where we're going to rock the end of the month. All right. You take slides down, bro. And do you have anything you want to share with these guys?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well then, folks, that's it. That's it for today. You guys are like shock and awe. Oh my God. No.
This was a world record.
Put it in the books, baby. All right. That's what I'm talking about. We did it. Oh, Leo, I'm turning off your back office. He said I had 3 hours scheduled. Ha, 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 ha. All right, folks. Hope you guys have an amazing Saturday. Mark, let's do it. Take our picture on 3, 2, and 1. All right. Hey, everybody, let's rock and roll. Remember, next 90 days is crucial. And guess what we're doing next Saturday? We are announcing the winners of the cruise. So that's going to happen next Saturday. All right, you guys. See ya. Love ya. Peace.
Love you, ambassadors.